The story begins with a boy named Tom, who was living a very ordinary life. His best friend was Danny in school, and he also liked a girl named Lucy very much. According to him, Lucy was the most beautiful girl in the school. There was also a boy named Eugene in his school who often troubled Tom and his friends. After Tom's parents passed away, he lived with his grandmother at home. One night, Tom went out of Lucy's room while traveling, whose door was open, and when he opened the door, he saw 4 men who were raping Lucy at that time. Then those criminals looked at Tom and they started following him. While running from them, Tom took out his phone for help, but then one of them shot him, which hit his head while tearing his phone. After a few hours, Tom regained consciousness and was in the hospital with his grandmother, where the doctor told him that he was lucky to be able to cure him through the operation. But along with the bullet, some parts of the phone also went into his brain, which could have been dangerous to remove, and for now, he couldn't do any other operation. So, after a few days, Tom was released from the hospital, but he was still worried about the fact that he couldn't help Lucy that night. As soon as he reached home, he started having some strange things, and now he could hear people talking from far away. Along with that, he could see data transfer with his own eyes, as if he became a mobile phone. Actually, all this was happening because of the parts of the phone that were in his mind. After a few days, he went to his house to meet Lucy, where he apologized to Lucy for not being able to help. But Lucy said that he couldn't do anything, even if he wanted to, because by then, it was already too late. Also, he clearly refused to tell the names of the criminals. But even after that, Tom decided to take revenge on them at any cost with time. Tom's powers were slowly increasing, and one night, when he looked out of his window, he was able to see the data of the whole city, and now his brain was so powerful that he could just remember anything by looking at it, and he could hack people's phones from a distance. The next day, when Tom went back to school, he told Danny that according to me, Eugene and his friends are responsible for this. But Danny refused to believe this because, according to him, Eugene is bad, but not that bad. That night during the class, Tom hacked Eugene's phone and saw that there was a video of that night, after which he blasted Eugene's phone with his full powers. That night, Tom went to a party where Eugene and his companions were present, and he was sure that they were the same people who tried to take advantage of Lucy. But when he went to ask those people, Danny stopped him in the middle. He left the party and went to meet Lucy, and when they were standing on the roof, they saw Eugene and his companions. Seeing them, Lucy got very scared, and seeing his emotions, Tom immediately understood that Eugene is behind this disgusting thing. From the next day, Tom started to work to take revenge of Lucy. First of all, he hacked all their phones by following Eugene and his friends so that he could keep an eye on them with the help of their phones. That night, one of his friends, Rick, was making fun of him, and at that time, Tom recorded his video. And the next day, when the teacher was giving a presentation in the school, then Tom hacked the projector and played a video of Rick in it, seeing which all the children were laughing a lot. That day, Tom went to meet Lucy, and he told her about the video of Rick, after listening to which Lucy started laughing, which was the first time after that painful incident. After this, Tom told her about his new powers, and along with that, he named himself as iboy, which Lucy was very surprised to hear. That night when Tom and Lucy were coming back, Eugene and his friends surrounded them. Actually, they believed that Tom is behind all this. But then Tom sent them a message with the help of his powers, in which it was written that they are catching the wrong man, and actually, there is someone else behind all this. After reading this message, Eugene and his companions left Tom and Lucy and started looking for that man, and taking advantage of this very moment, they both left from there, but Tom was no longer afraid to move back. That same night, when Eugene and his companions were sitting in a car, then Tom closed that car and set it on fire, after which he hacked the radio and asked them why they were bothering Lucy, and after getting scared of all this, Rick finally said that a man named Kurtz had asked them to do this. After getting his answer, Tom took them out of the car and burned the car completely. After getting Kurtz's name, Tom started to get all the information about him, and soon he got the address of Kurtz, where his many friends were present, and in those people, Tom's best friend was also Danny. To distract them, Tom turned on a video on the TV of the room in which someone was smoking on Kurtz's car. Seeing this, everyone ran toward the car, and taking advantage of this opportunity, Tom entered that room, where first of all, he ruined all the electronic devices with the help of his powers. And then he saw the packets of drugs that he brought with him. But his plan was not over yet, and he put those drugs in small packets and kept them in Eugene and his companion's room, after which he hacked the police system and put the information of these drugs in it. And after a while, the police people also arrested Eugene and his friends by doing a raid in that house. When Kurtz went to withdraw money from his account, then it was already empty, and this work was also of Tom. After a while, Kurtz got a call from his boss, Elman, who asked him to catch that man as soon as possible, who has messed with their drug business at this time. Tom was also listening to what Kurtz and his boss were saying, and he immediately started to get information about Elman with the help of his powers. But even after trying his best, he did not get any information about Elman. Assume that he is not in this world. That same night, Kurtz told all his men to destroy all the electronic devices so that iboy could not do anything to them. But by now they had understood that iboy's powers were so great that he did not need any electronic device anymore, and he could hack anything just by looking at it. One night, Tom got the news of a big drug deal from Kurtz, after which he started following Kurtz. But a little while later, Kurtz got away from his eyes because he had thrown his phone in the trash to escape from the iboy. But Tom was not one of those who gave up so quickly. He hacked a satellite and found out about Kurtz. Before reaching that place, Tom learned some martial arts moves with the help of the internet, with the help of which he defeated some men and burned those drugs there. But then, Kurtz and his men also reached there and attacked Tom. Even they were about to shoot Tom. But then, Tom took out a high-frequency sound and removed them from him the next day. When Tom opened his eyes, he was lying on the bank of a river, and at that time, Lucy was waiting for him to give an exam because Tom had promised her that they both will go together. And at that time, Lucy was waiting for him to take the exam in the school because Tom had promised her that they will go together to take the exam. But unfortunately, Tom reached the school after the exam, because of which Lucy was very angry with him. Suddenly they saw the dead body of Rick, which was hanging in the school building. Seeing this, everyone was very scared. To ease their tension, Tom met his friend Danny. But Danny was already very angry with the boy because he believed that Rick had killed himself because of the boy's intervention. Tom felt very bad after hearing this, and he decided to stop his plan here. After that, he went directly to the doctor and asked him to remove the remaining parts of the mobile from his brain. But the doctor said that he still cannot operate because if those parts are removed now, Tom's life can also be lost. After hearing this answer, Tom went straight to his house where his grandmother was already up by Kurtz, Elman, and his friends. But Tom was not able to see Elman's face properly, as if something had set a wall in the middle. After this, Elman told him that he already knew all the truth about Tom, his powers, his friends, and his address. After this, he showed Tom a video in which Eugene and his friends had made Lucy a prisoner, and now Tom will have to listen to all the things of Elman, or else they will kill Lucy. Actually, the secret of Tom's powers was told by Danny, not anyone else, and that too, for a few bucks. After listening to the whole story, Elman took out his phone and put it in front of Tom, and then he asked Tom to fill his bank account completely. Tom had no other option, so he started putting money in Elman's account with the help of his powers. But at the same time, he hacked Eugene's phone and called the police. After a while, the police reached their place, but Eugene and his companions were very clever, and he immediately left with Lucy. After some time, Elman and Kurtz also took Tom there, and Elman asked Tom to put more money in his account again. But this time, Tom was not able to do this, because at that time, Elman had his phone in his hand. Actually, Elman was stopping Tom's signal with a special chip, which he had fitted in his mind. But even after that, Tom used his full power and made a blast in Elman's phone, due to which everyone's attention was lost. And taking advantage of this, Tom started making a blast in everyone's phone, one by one. After that, he followed Elman and reached outside, and in between, Elman hit Lucy and threw her on the ground, which made Tom go crazy in anger. After that, he used his special power, with which he could give a very fast electric shock to anyone, and his power killed Elman in one shock. After a few days, when Tom went to school again, Danny tried to apologize to him, but Tom was not ready to listen to him. And finally, we see that Tom and Lucy also had a setting.